Boom. G'day, Joey. How are you, mate?
Amazing. That song never gets old. That little jingle
It,
gets
it's
me
it,
going every time.
it's funny because it just states how unmanageable I am in recovery. Like if you've seen season 2 at the beginning of that, please note that this is season 3. But I love that intro too. Welcome to everyone who's joining us today, Joey and I. This is my host, Joey Pollaro from New Jersey. Today we have a very special guest joining us who we're going to sort of discuss and showcase a little bit about his journey to recovery. And if you're jumping on, and I know actually Pete's got a lot of support, so this is going to be a big show, Joey. He's got a few people watching live from Melbourne. We're going to talk a little bit about that stuff too. Joey, how's life, mate? What's this show about today?
Well, this show, like every show, is about you know the power of human potential. How adversity and overcoming adversity can be our greatest gifts, to not only go within and heal, but to help others along the same path. So we're here to celebrate life. We're here to share the power of gratitude, and how adversarial conditions, no matter what they are, whether they be disability, poverty, um, addiction, lost marriage, failed business, whatever that adversity is, a trauma, abuse, whatever that adversity is, can, with a new set of glasses and to choose, can be our greatest gift to be of service to the world.
Absolutely. It's a show about gratitude, isn't it? Own your gifts, guys. If you're watching this for the first time, please drop your comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're visiting us again, please let us know that you're watching. Let's bring our legendary visitor on. Hey, Pete. How are you, brother?
Hey Danny, hi Joey, how are you guys? Thanks for
Very
having
good.
me on. Yeah, excited.
Mate, thank you. Thank you for coming and joining us today, Pete. Where are you coming? Where are you from? Where are you, Pete?
I'm in Melbourne.
Good. Hey, Steve's jumped on to say hello. Hey, Steve. Hi, guys. We have a big screen in the office. Oh, yeah. So we've got a few people in Melbourne watching us, Joey.
I
Pete,
love it.
we appreciate you coming on. I'm really excited to hear from you. You know, I know that you and I have been friends for a little while now, and I've watched your journey grow absolutely. But before we get started, the way we kick off this show every single week, and I just love this part, is we do this little inventory. I call it a personal inventory, and we like to think about what is something that I've done well in the last 24 hours or today, and is there something that I could possibly do better tomorrow? This is my little checkup from the neck up. Joey, you want to kick us off, mate? What have you done well today, mate? It's what
Sure.
time is it over there, Joey?
8:03 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time, USA.
Joey's talking to the future right now. We are he's yesterday for us, Pete. Sorry, Joe, I'm getting a bit carried away. Go for it, mate.
Hey, man, I'm all for time travel.
Mm.
Um, what I've done well today. Well, I kind of, I've been having a little bit of struggle with personal family issues, people being sick, pets not well, and kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, and I didn't want to get up, and I had to be at the gym, and I got my ass up and I went to the gym, and I had to really focus on keeping a good attitude at the gym and pushing myself harder, because my brain always tells me, like, when I get to a certain point and I think I'm done, the truth is, and when I work with a personal trainer, this is really obvious. My truth is, I'm probably have 60% left in the tank. So I went in there with a bad attitude. I kept my focus. I did what I didn't want to do, which is super important for me, is doing what I don't want to do, because that's where the real growth is. So that's what I did well
Oh,
today.
mate. Well
What I
done.
can do better tomorrow is ask for help. I can ask. I realize that I'm powerless over certain things, most things outside of my circle of influence, my thoughts, my words, my actions, my attitude. However, I do have a power that I can call on and ask for help. And, sometimes I forget that, hey, I might be powerless, but I can ask for help from a power greater than myself. And whether that's getting on my knees and praying, or plugging into a higher force of gratitude, I waited too long today to do that, and I could have had a smoother day. So that's what I can do better tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Joey. Well done, bro. Pete, what about you, mate? What have a think about what have you done well in the last 24 hours or today? And is there something you could possibly think about doing, working on tomorrow, mate?
Probably in the last 24 hours, even longer, Danny. I've just reached out and to people and asked for forgiveness. During my journey with my addiction, I thought some people were at fault, but I've sat back and accepted that I have my flaws. So I've basically just reached out to certain people, and they have forgiven me because of my transformation and transition, which is very powerful indeed. What I can improve on, I've got my own apartment in the city, but I'm a Greek boy, and I'm staying at my parents', and their communication level is not the best, and they're just too loving in a negative way, and my communication needs to be improved in some certain aspect, which I'm working on.
Good. Hey, thanks. Good. Nice to hear that stuff, mate. It's very raw. Yeah, I've always got something I could work on. This is such a great thing about this personal inventory, a little checkup on how I'm traveling each day. And it's always important to acknowledge our assets, the things that we're doing well each day. If we focus on our assets, we'll strangle our defects. I absolutely love that one. Mate, look, I'll be quick. I was up very early doing a bit of study for a presentation that I'm putting together, which means the absolute world to me. It's doing my head in. I'm so overwhelmed, but I just got up, shut up, and moved on with it. So I've done that, and I also hit the gym and worked with a PT this morning too, Joe. I felt sick after it actually, which just shows my commitment to the process, and something I could work on tomorrow, or with something I can always work on. I think is balance. I've been told I work with a mentor daily almost, right? And he keeps telling me just prioritize your things and do checkpoints, do checklists. But I always have 10 things going at once. And this is why I'm overwhelmed. But you know what? This isn't going to change in the next 24 hours anyway. But I will try hard to get that right. So thanks so much, Pete, Joey. All right, mate. Pete, look, this show is about you. We would love to hear basically, all right, the format for season 3 is like what it was like, how you got here, and what it's like now, So we'd love to sort of plug into what I like to say, the carnage of our past and how you got to where you are today. And where you are today doesn't have to be perfect or glorious. This is just about growth, I guess. Is that right, Joey? Oh, you're on mute, Joey. I didn't put him on mute, Pete.
Oh, I bet you did, Danny.
Hey.
Yeah, I did.
You were on mute, mate. All good. You're gone again.
You're doing this on purpose, Danny.
No, it's not me. It's Joey. Pete, sorry, Joey. You've gone. Oh, you go, Joey.
How's that? Yeah, Peter, you go ahead and take it over here. I'm having problems.
Yeah, Pete, tell us about your dark time. Tell us about what it was like, and if you'd like to transition to what it's like now, or I'm more than happy to sort of help guide you through the process, mate.
All right. I might get teary. I get a little bit emotional because this is the first time I'm actually talking about it. So I'm 38 years old, but I've had a challenging time, and it all started with being diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, and it started hitting when I was younger, especially during puberty age. And during my high school, towards the end, I was heavily sedated on medication. And the depression and the anxiety started off from there to the extent where I was going to my exams and just falling asleep on a piece of paper. To cut a long story short, high school gave me this form stating that I have to leave because they had a 99.9 success rate in VCE. And unfortunately, back then, they didn't take me serious, and I got kicked out of school. Then I started going on to the workforce, and, but I wasn't happy with life. I was very insecure, yeah. I hated myself, very depressed, yeah. And then once I hit 18, alarm bells were happening. I was going out, working, but having like full-on 4 days in just going mayhem in party life, where I used to abuse drugs, for instance. You know what I mean? Everything from speed to ecstasy to marijuana to heavily drinking. And that lasted probably for about 4 years, but I could respect it and not abuse it. During that stage, there was one person that I think to this day, I'll explain it later, and that is Steve in Melbourne, my life coach. But he's not my life coach, he's my brother who has transitioned me. He could see the signs of me derailing in depression and anxiety. And he offered to help me out, but I always used to use pitiful excuses to get out and not do the hard work, and just blame it on my illness. For a period of time, I was going in and out of psych wards, getting electric shock therapy zapped in my brain, having all these different procedures, listening to psychiatrists. Now, mind you, psychiatrists, they help, yeah, but for me, they didn't. And they used to feed me just negative aspects about my mental illness, Now, I'm just going to fast forward everything, all right? The last 3 years, all right, the last 6 months have been absolutely positive, but the 3 years to that were the worst years of my life, personally for myself, I got addicted to methamphetamine. At the start, I had spells where I didn't touch it, but in the 3 years, probably for the 2.5 years, I was just on it hardcore, and that is personally my fault. But I was using it because I wanted to be someone that I wasn't. I was trying to be someone that I wasn't at all. I was just trying to show love to people and that didn't see me in that way, and I take full responsibility. But it got really out of hand, where police got involved. I breached IVOs, and before I know it, I was locked up in jail twice for a period of 3 months. That didn't even fucking wake me up, And then basically I reached out to Steve, my life coach, through Share Tree, and I reached out to him and I go, mate, my life's out of control. And he goes, Pete, if you're going to work with me, he goes to me, you need to show self-discipline and do what I ask for you, because you do have the potential, but I'm over your negative aspect, your not sticking to tasks. I'm over it. So I was going to I was doing some meditation with him and breath work, and I couldn't breathe, mate. I couldn't breathe and do breath work. My whole diaphragm was just blocked, and I was getting shitty. Yeah, I was getting shitty. Where I told Steve I can't do it. Yeah, I was making up pitiful excuses that I had to be doctors and that just to get on. You know what I mean? And then anyway, the last 6 months it was out of control. Like wasting like $5,000 at a time on meth. Yeah, just having just a party life, hanging around with the wrong crew, getting in trouble with authority, having a gangster life that I thought was superior, you know what I mean? And just, I loved it at that time, you know what I mean? I just loved it because I didn't give a fuck about myself, you know what I mean? I didn't care. I was done. I didn't want to live. I wanted to die. I wanted to plant myself, you know what I mean? I hated life. But the one person at that stage that was just always chicken up on me was Steve, yeah? And then Steve introduced me to his meditation group, yeah? All the meditation group, you know who you are, the main members, you know? They have transitioned me to who I have become. I've shared in my journey. I told them I got locked up. I told them that my addiction, you know what I mean? At the start, you know, I thought they would judge me, you know? And I was telling Steve, man, I don't want to tell my full, you know, and he goes, just trust me, they don't judge. And from thinking, you know, from waking up in my apartment, about to die with heart complications, mixing meth with my Seroquel tablets that helped me with my mental illness, and that, you know, all the meditation group just helped prolong everything. And I've made positive friends, and from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys, right? But to cut a long story short, Steve goes, oh, I know someone, that could help you with your journey. I go, Steve, you don't know what you're talking about. Again, Steve, I was wrong. He introduced me to a guy by the name of Danny Shannon, and Danny, that's you, mate. I love your smile, by the way. So I reached out to Danny, and when I first spoke to him, I thought he was a nerd, I thought he had no idea what I was talking about. I really thought he had no idea. He was asking me questions. I remember the first talk. I go to him, man, it feels like we met yesterday. And he goes, yeah, me too, And he just asked me questions, what I'm doing and stuff. And I told him, I go, I'm off my dole, mate, And I go, don't get this the wrong way. I've been locked up. Mind you, I don't know what Danny has done in his whole life. You know what I mean? Anyway, and then he left me be, but Danny did the right thing. He set boundaries for me to wake up, And I finally woke up, reached out to him. I've had a great rapport with Danny. He's got a heart of gold. What he has done for me is fucking absolutely formidable. He always checks up on me. He's got good humor, you know what I mean? But the love that he has, I've never met someone that's got a big heart like Danny, Steve, all the meditation people, all the people at Share Tree in Melbourne, all the people in Vadies in Melbourne, as I said, all the meditation group, all the families of my life coach, Steve's, and especially my mate Milan and his family, how they've transitioned me, and just getting all my high school friends that are positive, and that, and but to cut a long story short, with Share Tree and with Steve, he got me into mindfulness, he got me into meditation, I hadn't meditated, and Steve as a person, right? He goes, I'm picking you up and you're doing detox at my house. And I'm like, man, because I was gonna fly to do it with Danny, Danny was gonna help me out. But Steve goes, nah, I'll help him out. So he got me into meditation. I hated meditating, I was cheating on the way, he was thinking that I was doing it, and sorry to be truthful, sometimes I didn't because I couldn't be bothered because I was detoxing. But meditating, character cards, focus on self-love, self-discipline, care for myself, respecting others, setting boundaries, and what have you. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I did fellowship. They helped me too, but I've decided to just dedicate my life to the people that were there when I was begging for help. The rapport that I have for them is absolutely formidable, and I love you guys. And today I am proud to say that in the next 3 days I'm 6 months clean. And it couldn't have been done without all the people that I mentioned, the people that I work for, and people in my life that I loved that I used to blame. I'm not mentioning any names. They know, especially the person that I'm talking about. Thank you for, accepting my forgiveness. But I don't want anything from this interview. But if someone could actually wake up and listen to what I'm saying, it can work. So, and Joey, thank you for listening to me, and that's all for now.
Thanks so much, Peter. Very brave, mate. Thank you for your honesty. And Joey, as it happens, I know Pete jumps on this show regularly, and can I just give a shout out to Share Tree too? You don't know this, Joey, but very regularly, well, Steve that's in the show today. He's the guy who put together the Share Tree. You know the character cards that I sometimes show on the show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's just stick this up here.
I love those.
Pete,
Yeah.
Pete, when you have a look at this screen, I don't know how good your eyes are, but what does that mean to you? What are they? What's that?
Let's pick one.
Well, Danny, all right, you're a bit of a dud. They're probably outdated. Yeah, he's got new ones. Yeah, and like he basically, he's a legend. So he does the character cards, all right, and he's an inspiration. But I actually bandage him up and I fold them and do all the loving procedure. Yeah, so I'll claim that. But they're all outdated. I'm just joking, using a bit of humor. But man, like I always thought it was like I always thought negative, man. But like when I'm feeling positive and I've got them pinned up on my wall. Yeah, like
I know you're serious. This guy is serious about these cards, Joey. Like Pete sends me like his daily affirmations, and he's got a picture of the card and writing on it. And I just want to say too, like I just love the idea that we're kind of talking alternate forms of recovery. The way you and I, it's certainly combined very closely as well. But I'm all about this fellowship stuff. But some of the stuff that Steve talks about and the stuff that you share with me, it's all the stuff that really this show is about. Showcasing all different forms of recovery. And I've seen your transformation, Peter, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like sometimes, yeah, you just spin me out, mate. You were quite dedicated, motivated, and I love watching you grow, mate.
Yeah, but like the whole work couldn't have done with the main heads. The main heads have been like you, Steve, again, all the meditating groups, yeah, and all these positive people in my life, yeah. I hated life, man. I hated life. I didn't even want to be here. But all the other people, like, again, Share Tree, Vative, I've got my family back, mate. I got my family. Like, and that is an inspiration. Like, I manifest things really, really quickly, and they happen. You know what I mean? And you know what? I was trying to be something that I wasn't, At the end of the day, you know what? I'll say it. I don't like swearing, but fuck it. I'm happy who I am, mate. I'm not going to, like, change for anyone. Like, if people are not happy about me, so be it. Like, I can't please everyone, But at the end of the day, all I can ask for is forgiveness, And just even the meditating group, there are some people that have got their own stuff on Instagram that I look. And you know who you are, And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, 6 months ago, I was in bed crying because I wanted to die. Now I'm just happy.
I speak to Pete every day, Joey. It's pretty cool. We got this bit of a banter, giving each other shit. He's an egghead. We talk about this kind of stuff each day. But
he is an egghead, but he likes NRL, which is a shit sport. AFL, mate, and he goes for Hawthorn, yeah?
It's all about building relationships, but isn't it? Like the gold in that opposite to addiction is connection. That's something I truly, truly believe in, Joey. And I know some of this post, the copy you wrote for is exactly around this connection with human beings, mate. It's a powerful
But Danny, like I've never met someone like Danny, mate. Like, I'll bust your balls. Like I'll call you like and bust you, but it's out of like what I can do. And you're always there for me, man. And I see the transformation in your life, man. Yeah, like your beautiful daughter, like the photos that you have and the bond, man, and your son, is just formidable. The work that you do is absolutely an inspiration, man. And you have changed me, man. And it's that testimonial is happening, man. But and Joey, yeah, I don't know a lot about you, honestly, man. But I have watched you, man, and like your rapport with Danny and the work that you guys do is absolutely formidable. And like what you do, and like how you transform life, it goes beyond reach, you know.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Pete. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete. I mean, obviously, it's I'm a person in recovery, also, and I could tell you, we opened this show talking about you asking for forgiveness, and I was able to ask for forgiveness. I was able to forgive others. The challenge was me forgiving myself, and that is vital, because I'm a firm believer that we can't give or receive what we don't have. The fact that you've found yourself into a community of people that are open to be of support to you and include you. I mean, that's beautiful, man. There's so much, beauty and goodness and truth and people out there that are willing to help, but you need to be willing to help yourself. And I do notice that obviously you're giving everybody around you well due credit, but you need to remember that you're taking the actions. You're the one who decided the change. You're the one who asked for help and was willing to receive it and take direction and do something different. So remember that our relationships, which is the most important thing in this world, has to start with our relationship with self. You are forgiven. The higher forces have forgiven you. There's a damn good chance that society has forgiven you, and your support system has forgiven you. But it starts with forgiving yourself.
Yeah, and it's just like I've got a smile to my face. I love my smile now. It's pretty hideous, but like
you're looking fresh,
like
it's a decent girl.
The people in my life, all right, mainly the meditation group. And they know who they are. Yeah, I like to say names, but I'll say names. They won't care. Like, Shanika, Ariba, Angela, Leon, Adam, Milan, Julie, Jess, Steve. All the people, Ratna, Reese. Forgive me if I've got it. And then Theo, and all those guys, I just think for inspiration. But Path, all those people, I get all their good traits, and I just try and feed them on myself. I'm a ball breaker, I bust people's balls, but that's who I am. I'm working on that. I'm working on my self-discipline, in boundaries, and that's it.
Keep busting balls, Pete. Hey, Joey, look what we got up here. Let me put this one up on the screen. We often share the practice of forgiveness. I free myself from pain and resentment. Boom. I'm willing to heal the past. I find it in my heart to give others another chance. Beautiful. I understand that mistakes are a necessary part of growth. I have the power to change for the better, and I understand my reactions are a choice. And Steve, just so you know, I know you're out there watching, we often showcase these cards. I asked Steve for permission to do that some time ago, but those actions around these different character traits are gold. Mate, Pete, we're getting towards the end of the show, right? Joey, is there anything else you want to add, mate?
No, I just want to thank Peter for coming on here and sharing your story. And do not mistake that by sharing your story, you are helping somebody else, and you certainly helped us tonight. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you to all the guys over there at ShareTree. I know Pete's up on the big screen in the office, and also thank you for all the other interactions as well. We really appreciate you. I love, it's my job as a human being, but also as a man in recovery, to try and help share that message of love and hope with others. And one of the ways we wrap this show up, right? This is the goal. Is Joey? Let me hand it over to you, mate. How do we wrap this show up?
Yeah, we like to share, how we, as humans amongst humans, plug into the higher force of gratitude, which in my opinion is the mother of all virtues, and it's infinitely giving. However, we are responsible for focusing on it. We're responsible for plugging into it. We're responsible for being open to receive of it. And so we like to share a tip, a tool, a strategy, an exercise, a hack to practice gratitude for anyone out there listening, and for ourselves. And my first suggestion is really just that, is to remember that I'm responsible for paying attention for what I'm grateful for. My brain doesn't operate like that. My brain typically sees what I have that someone wants, or what I want that I can't get, where I fall short, how I'm not enough. And so it's important that I stay focused on that every single day. And I have a regular, consistent gratitude practice. I usually do in the morning and at night. However, sometimes that's not enough. So, my suggestion is to turn little things that you do during the day as a cue for you to just take a few seconds to take a breath and to express some gratitude to the universe for, everything that we have. That could be every time before you step into the bathroom, or every time before or after you have a meal, or whatever you do on a regular basis. It's good when implementing a new habit, it's good to tie it to something you're already already do on a day-to-day basis. So that's my tip, is to tie your gratitude practice to something that you do automatically throughout the day. This way we're always looking for, how the universe is giving to us.
Well done, Joey. And Pete, I know you got plenty of these, We want to hear from you. Like, what would you say if you're just to share one of your very helpful tips, tricks, hacks that helps you plug into that higher force of gratitude? What would you like to leave our audience with, mate?
I need to firstly wake up and do a meditation, which I'm actually struggling. I'm being honest, I'm struggling with it at the moment because of certain aspects with work and where I'm located and that, right? But I need to meditate in order to keep my positive status happening. I need to meditate. I need to do I'm doing a 30-day challenge in gratitude through Share Tree, which is helping me, and I'll work on the character cards. So I'm up to day 22. I'm struggling to get there, but I'll get there. And then, like, I know this sounds weird, but always used to think the brain connects with the heart, not the heart connects with the brain. Yeah. My heart is like a big source to me, and like I can sense when I'm doing wrong or I'm thinking negative and that. And then it's just, I'm just happy. I don't want to have the most expensive life, I just want to be positive and love and just, be there for the people that have been there. But at the same time, love myself, care for myself, respect myself, and do that for the people that have been there. At the end of the day, my life's a journey, and I'm grateful for what has happened and how I've transitioned. And like, I don't know what I'm talking about, Danny or Joey, but that's what I say. So gratitude to me is just just listening to what my heart says and what the universe has got aligned for me. Because once I manifest things, it just happens really, really quickly. Once I think negative, that's when shit turns into shit. So I've got a lot of work to do, but it is what it is. And I am a warrior, and I love when I get knocked down, because that gives me more incentive to pick myself up. I enjoy the downs more than the ups. Like, the ups are fantastic, but the downs, I feel like, Danny, at the gym, useless, but, joking. But I just want to, keep on succeeding. So as I want to conclude, Joey, Danny, and everyone, thank you for having me on this show. And to everyone watching in Melbourne, thank you so much. And thanks so much, guys.
Good on you, Pete. Thanks for sharing that. It's all about our perspective. Our level of happiness, I think, can either go downhill real quick or uphill, just depending. And I just love that you said you love the struggle, Pete, because one thing I often say is I love a bit of pain, and that's not to minimize anyone else's pain. But when I'm in pain, I often see myself using all the tools that I've learned along the last 12 years. I call them pulling out the big guns. And when I pull out the big guns, it's amazing. It might take 2 or 3 days, but I can usually overcome anything, anything that's going on in my life. So I want to leave you guys with my number one value, I think, is kindness, And when I say kindness, I'm talking about how powerful it helps me, Every little bit of kindness I share with others, whether it's saying hello to someone in the street, whether it's giving someone a little bit of time each day just to listen. Ultimately, this stuff is what I've been accused often of. I smile too much. It's a great thing to be accused of, and it all comes back to my perspective.
Yeah, your smile, like when you talk to me and you're serious, you smile, and I'm like thrown off, mate. Like, you got the best smile. You got the best smile. You are a model. I'm a bit of a
Thanks,
dud.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Thanks,
But
bro.
yeah, Joey, you're a legend too, man.
I was playing a game with my daughter on the phone this morning. Like, we're pulling faces. The first one to smile loses, she told me. But yeah, like, share the love. That's my biggest tip. Like, try to be selfless too. Like, when we're selfish, self-seeking, it takes away all. Our perspective goes downhill, I would suggest. So, guys, thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. Hey, Lisa, and thank you for all the comments. We really appreciate you joining
Thanks, guys.
us today. Joey, we'll see. Pete, hang around on the show for a second. I'm going to end the broadcast. We've done well, 36 minutes. We appreciate you guys, and see you next time.
See you guys.